is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
Sunny and cool in South Philadelphia. Citizens Bank Park, the scene for the final game of the series, the Phillies and the Padres. Swing and a miss. That's exactly right. And Rayburn takes a walk. A half dozen punch-outs for Drew Pomeranz. The Phillies' 23-year-old third baseman Maikel Franco, a home run and an RBI double last night, provided all the offense needed for a 2-1 Philadelphia victory. Phillies lead the series 2-1 as the Padres wrap up this 7-game road trip with Mark Grant, Dick Henberg. Good morning, everyone. And we're pleased that you've joined us. Well, one of the bright spots of this trip, left-hander Drew Pomeranz's win in Colorado.
And the Padre pitching staff has pretty much held up their end of the deal here in Philadelphia in this 4-game series. So now it's the time for Drew Pomeranz to follow suit and hopefully even the series at 2 games apiece. Last time in Colorado, at the elevation, he had the curveball working. He went a solid 5 innings, only 2 earned runs. He struck out 7. He only had 1 stressful inning. That was in the 4th inning. He rebounded quite nicely, and that's exactly what the Padres have to do as a pitching staff. And they also have to get the Shillelaghs out and please clean up the defense and give Drew Pomeranz and the Padres a chance to even this series at 2 games apiece.
It was interesting seeing Pomeranz's breaking ball. Very good in Colorado, should be even better here. Morton in a shutout bid by the Phillies in Game 2, and then last night Eichhoff, Padres got only 1 run. It was the curveball that was the most effective pitch. Padres look for a win. A victory today would send them home with a 4-3 road trip. That would be mighty fine. Baseball, brought to you by California Center for Sustainable Energy. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org. And by Petco, your complete pet store. We're ready to go. Final game of this 4-game series. Time now for our Saquon Pick the Stick. You fans know how it goes. You just tweet out #I'mWith and the last name of the broadcaster you think has the best pick today. If you're right, you could win a free foursome of golf at the Saquon Golf Resort. Julie Alexandria in the lead with 32 points has the first pick. There she is over on the right. And she goes with John Jay. Now we'll swing back to the left where the professor takes Melvin Upton. He's been in the minus pool the last couple of days. Mark Grant is trying to get up to even par. Mike Pomeranz tied with Enberg with 9. And Mike Sweeney challenging Alexandria at this point. He takes Drew Pomeranz. How about that for a bold pick?
I like it.
Pomeranz went 1 for 2 in his start in Colorado. So that's a sneaky pick by Mark Sweeney. Well, the Philly fanatic is off to the locker room, and we're set to go with the starting lineup for the Padres. Brought to you by Toyota. John Jay, then Spangenberg. Myers hits third. Melvin Upton in the cleanup spot. First time we've seen Upton there. Derek Norris bats fifth. Jabari Blash in right field for Matt Kemp. Kemp given the day off. Then Alexei Amarista, Alexei Ramirez, and Drew Pomeranz.
Okay, Vince Velasquez. We talk about the young arms for this Philly rotation. Well, here's one of them, and the Padres are going to get a lot of fastballs. Heat on a cold day. Yeah, it's going to be cool out on the field, but it explodes out of the hand of Velasquez. He may be the cream of the crop of this Phillies hurlers. We've seen Eichhoff yesterday, and the day before that we saw Charlie Morton, the veteran. He's got a good arm.
And Aaron Nola, another youngster in game 1 of the series. Here's the defense for the Phillies. Goodell in left. Borges in right with Herrera, the center fielder. Around the horn, Franco Blanco. Franco and Blanco. It sounds like a Caribbean law firm. Hernandez at second and Howard at first. Rupp behind the plate for Velasquez, who is a true power pitcher. In his last outing against the Mets, went 6 innings, no runs and only 3 hits, and struck out 9 in a 1-0 win. 59 degrees, but it feels much cooler out of the sun. It should be ideal down on the field, and we're set to go. Velasquez is just 23. Grew up in the San Fernando Valley. And the first pitch is down low, ball 1. Jay, Spangenberg, and Myers for the Padres here in the first inning. San Diego's had trouble getting that early lead. Perhaps this is the day. 2-0. Jay had his 8-game hitting streak snapped last night as he went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. He's got the sunglasses and the
doubling up on the eye black.
Yeah. That's on the corner, says plate umpire Will Little. Barrett, Hernandez, and Barksdale completing the crew on the bases. 2-2.
Yeah, the fastball's going to get up there about 95 to 97 once all is said and done, getting heated up. But as Corey Spangenberg waits on deck, he's watching very closely. Velasquez is going after left-handed hitting John Jay.
Velasquez was a high pick of the Houston Astros, a 2nd-round pick, and a swing and a miss. And Jay goes down swinging. The Padres have been guilty of too much of just that, striking out. They punched out last night a total of 13 times. Here's Spangenberg. His average dipping down to 206. Second to Kemp in RBIs with 8. Again, Matt Kemp, this is a part of Andy Green's plan to give some of his regular starters a day off on this road trip. And today is Kemp's time to watch from the bench and be ready as a pinch hitter. How to play.
Now, in contrast to yesterday's starter, Jared Eichhoff, he threw the curveball for strikes consistently. Not the case with Velasquez. Let's see if they spit on that curveball if he throws it up there. Has yet to throw it.
Fastball at 95. Velasquez acquired in the trade from Houston in December. The deal that sent Ken Giles to the Astros. Boy, late swing there. 1-2. So the Padres started in Colorado with a explosion, 29 runs in 2 games, winning the first 2, lost the third, came here and won a tight one on Monday night 4-3, and then have scored only 1 run the last 2 games.
He is just coming right after these first 2 hitters.
6'3", 205. Came up late last year with the Astros. And he strikes out Jay and Spangenberg to open the game. Brings up Will Myers.
Same old story, same old song and dance to Corey Spangenberg. Fastballs all day long up to this point.
Will Myers at 235 as we start. 8 hits and 34 at-bats. He was disappointed in himself last night. He had the bases loaded and a chance for the Padres to perhaps win a game off his bat, but was overmatched by Jared Eichhoff, who used that breaking ball so effectively, and the Padre hitters trying to time the slow curveball, and then the fastball was on him. Typically throughout the lineup, the hitters were late on their swings. A ball and a strike.
He utilizes every part of that physique of his as well, Velasquez. Big kid, big frame, leg kick. Getting that frame going towards home plate. Good arm speed too through the throwing zone.
Another strike. 96. So a pitch away from striking out the side to make an early statement on this Thursday afternoon in the city of brotherly love.
He tried to hump up on that one. 97. Big kid, big delivery. A little sidestep, get that leg going. Up above the Phillies on that, and then full extension. I tell you what, that's a max effort delivery and a max effort result. Fastball away here.
Not by much, just off the outside edge. Full count to Myers. Padres start with a 3-6 record on the first week and a half of the season, their 48th major league season. Philadelphia with a victory last night, 4-5. And that'll do it. A strikes out the side. So Velasquez just follows the other young arms. Aaron Nola and last night Jared Eichhoff said, anything you can do, I can do just as well. Velasquez strikes out the side to open the ball game, and now it'll be the Phillies coming up. against Drew Pomeranz, and they'll bat in this order. Their lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Cesar Hernandez to lead it off, and Odubel Herrera, the star last night. Michael Franco with a home run and an RBI double, 2-1 win. And the veteran Ryan Howard in the cleanup spot, followed by Cameron Rupp. Then Andres Blanco gets a start at shortstop. Peter Borges in right, Tyler Goodell in left, and the pitcher Velasquez against Drew Pomeranz.
And the scouting report for the left-hander. He pitched well in Colorado, those 5 solid innings. He's got the good curveball and the cutter that he's working on and building on the opportunity of being in that rotation.
Push bunt foul. Switch hitting Hernandez from the right side does not have a hit. 0 for 6 thus far. Hitting .417 as a left-handed batter. Amarista at third base, in on the grass. He went around 0-2.
Nice curveball right out of the chute for Drew Pomeranz. Throw it again. Fastball in.
Foul tip, strike 3. Clutched by Norris, the catcher. 4 batters, 4 strikeouts to start the game today. As we check the Padres defense, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Upton in left, Blash in right for Matt Kemp. Jay in the center field. Amarista, Jay's already pulled over into left center. That may be a clue. Amarista and Ramirez on the left side. Spangenberg at second. Myers at first. Norris behind the plate for the 27-year-old Pomeranz. Jackie Robinson Day celebrated throughout the major leagues on this Friday, actually tomorrow, as the Padres will be home against the Arizona Diamondbacks for the first of a 3-game weekend series. Odubel Herrera hitting .250, 8 for 32. Herrera, part of the Kiddie Corps, the youth movement here in Philadelphia. He's just 24, from Venezuela. .92 on that Pomeranz fastball that misses, and it's 3-0.
Drew electing to go with the abbreviated delivery as Pete McCannon, the skipper for the Phillies, watches. It's almost as if he's going from the stretch position, just a very, very little step towards third base, and then he goes into his leg kick. Keeping it simple.
3-1 with Michael Franco on deck. And just that little right foot back a couple of inches.
Right there.
3-2.
Yeah, the 92 is looking pretty crisp on this sunny day in Philadelphia as Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, looks on.
And another strikeout. 5 for 5. Velasquez strikes out the side. Pomeranz nails Hernandez and Herrera in his half of the first inning as we look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Okay, please, please, please. 9 games for the Padres, 9 errors. You got to clean it up. No errors today. And don't let Franco beat you. Don't throw him a strike. If there comes a situation, he will chase. So you don't have to throw it down the middle. You don't have to try to get cute with him. It's proven fact. We've seen it firsthand. He will chase out of the zone.
He too, just 23 years of age, from the Dominican Republic. Had a terrific spring, hit 9 home runs in the Grapefruit League. That was more homers than anyone in spring training, Cactus League or in Florida. 1-1. His home run deep to left field last night in the first inning, and then he doubled to left center, what proved to be the winning run in the third. Right field, that's slicing away from Blash, and he makes the running catch. Those long legs of Blash eating up a lot of territory to take extra bases away from Franco. 1 inning in the books here in Philadelphia. The Padres nothing, the Phillies nothing. Up the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, Cradle of Freedom, as we go back to baseball on this Thursday afternoon. Top of the second, Melvin Upton takes strike one. Young Velasquez, just his 9th start. Here are his numbers: 2-1, opposing hitters 233. And a shot up the middle, but shaded there is Hernandez behind the bag to throw out Upton.
First curveball of the afternoon. Left it up a little bit, and Melvin put a good swing on it, but once again, they shift him that way, and there's the old 4-3 play. So since it's the first one, it's worth another look. See how it's up, good contact, trying to use the big part of the field and to hang with him.
Derek Norris back behind the plate. Christian Bethancourt, the start last night, went over 3. Norris did come in the game in the 9th inning, earned a walk and scored the only run. Moved to second on indifference and scored with 2 outs on pinch hitter Brett Wallace's single up the middle. But that was 1 run shy as the Padres fell 2-1. Pops him up shallow and right. Second baseman Hernandez angles out, calling, and the wind taking that toward the line. 2 away. It's a tricky wind today. Watching the flags, that sometimes they're blowing toward left, now they're blowing more in and to the right. And judging by the 2 fly balls we've seen, the action is going to be toward the right field corner.
And Hernandez, more of a sure-handed infielder than Ryan Howard, so he took control on that one.
Right fielder Jabari Blash, Rule 5 player. He's 1 for 7, a double. That was in Colorado.
You know, it looks early on that Velasquez is just going to rear back and throw the 4-seamer and say, hey, big boy, see how far you can hit it, and then just sprinkle it a little curveball here and there for a little taste. There's a little look-see as that one runs in.
95, another strike, 0-2. And all the deals made by the Phillies last year as they basically cleaned house, got rid of a lot of great veterans. There's a little looper, and that's going to squeak by Hernandez into right field. So jammed was Blash, able to muscle it between Hernandez and Howard for the first Padre hit.
That fastball from Velasquez is going to run into the right-handed hitters a little bit. That one did just that, but Jabari Blash, being so big and strong, he fought that one off, and the defense was kind of playing him up the middle just a little bit. Hands are high, they get locked and loaded low, fight it off, and found the hole on the right side.
Alexi Amarista last night went 2 for 3. Padres had only 6 hits in the game. So Alexi, since being recalled from El Paso, 3 for 8. We have the Padres high A team, the Storm at Lake Elsinore. They open their home season tonight. They're off to a 5-1 start.
Yeah, playing good ball.
Expecting a sellout crowd up there in Elsinore.
Hey.
Way off the mark, 1-0. Despite the friendly dimensions here at Citizens Bank Park, we've seen only a couple of home runs. Will Myers in game 1, and then last night Franco. Good cut, 1-1. Well, if the Padres on the close-ups look a little sleepy-eyed, they've got good reason. At the hotel in downtown Philadelphia at 1 o'clock this morning, fire alarms went off, and they didn't stop for 15 minutes. I can still hear them ringing in my ears.
I know.
So everyone had a wake-up call at 1.
I was about ready to go down to my slippers and robe.
Yeah, that was about as loud and clear and constant, repetitive, relentless a warning as we've ever experienced in a hotel. Nice that they're thinking about your safety, but when do we get to go back to sleep?
Right.
2-1. Popped up off third, and Franco will watch that become a souvenir. And that fan didn't expect to get that ball, but it took about a 20-row kangaroo hop. That was meant for you, sir.
See if he sniffs it.
It's a tradition here.
Yeah, like that guy the other night got the foul ball and started sniffing the baseball, the horse hide.
Actually, it's cowhide, right?
Is it cowhide? Is it? I don't want to offend the horses.
You're an equine kind of guy. 2-2. To left field, that's going to carry. No. One hop and a base hit for Amarista. Well, he's the one Padre swinging the bat well here the last couple 3 games. So 2 out singles by Blash and Amarista. And that'll bring up Alexei Ramirez off to a disastrous start. Ramirez.
Alexei stayed back nicely on this curveball, taking it the opposite way. That was a pretty swing.
That'll bring a smile to the Ninja's face. This might just be the time for Ramirez. He really hasn't hit the ball hard at all. No runs batted in as a Padre yet. Here's a chance. Pops it back to the home plate area, and the wind will blow that over the screen. Padres will take their charter back to San Diego tonight and tomorrow night. Hope you'll join us. Remember, Friday nights now a later start time at Petco Park, 7:40. So our Padres Live, the pregame show, will be at 7 o'clock with James Shields going against Zach Greinke. Quite a matchup. Both are 0-2, so they're hungry for a win.
Yep.
2 strikes on Ramirez. Here's the breaking ball brought out by Velasquez.
Now, if I'm a betting man, Professor, I'm going to guess high fastball out of the zone. You throw that curve. There's a 20-mile-an-hour differential between Velasquez's fastball, 96, 97, and the curveball is pretty much 76-ish. So I'm guessing after that soft breaking ball, bam.
So if you're the hitter, you're ready to trigger for the fastball.
Yeah, got to hunt the fastball.
2 on, 2 out.
There it is.
Strike 3 called. 4th strikeout for Velasquez. Middle of the 2nd, no score.
Trying to build off that last one. I think the innings that I did good. I was ahead of the hitters, and I was pretty efficient. Except for the 4th inning, I kind of got some bad counts and some walks in there, and those are the things that I want to avoid this time around.
Pitching coach Darren Balsley does hope that Drew Pomeranz builds off that last start in Colorado. Said his breaking ball was good in Colorado, and if it's good there, it'll be good anywhere. Also wants to see him go deeper in the game. He said it's really important that he gets 6 or 7 innings out of him. Also stressed the importance of throwing early strikes and efficiency. Guys?
All right, thank you, Julia. Howard, the last of the World Series champion Phillies of 2008, along with Carlos Ruiz, the catcher. What a season he had back in 2006 when he was voted the MVP of the National League. Hit .313, 58 home runs, 149 runs batted in to lead the league in those two categories.
I would say that's an impact player. He was something.
2-0 the count. Late swing. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
And I know he's been around a long time and he's put together one heck of a career, but how things have changed and just pitchers going after him more aggressively. You can throw him strikes now and he'll swing and miss. Can't catch up.
That ball is hit well, deep left center. Back goes Jay, and Howard has hit it out. Well, the big man circles the bases with his 3rd home run of the season.
Looked like a fastball from Drew Pomeranz, and it got him extended. The one way to get Ryan Howard is to tie him up. Fastball's away, and that one was outer third, and it was elevated. A lofty pitch. Belt high. See, when a ball is away like that, you've got a slower bat like Howard, he will have a better tendency to catch up to it, and he did just that.
Knows all about the high fives in the dugout. That's his career number 360. So the Phillies take the early lead 1-0. Here's Cameron Rupp, the catcher. Breaking ball not quite on the corner. Rupp hitting .263, 5 for 19. Rupp was a 3rd-round pick 6 years ago out of the University of Texas in Austin. Last year hit 9 home runs. Two and one. Andres Blanco on deck. Line just foul past third.
That's a tough pitch to keep fair. In on the fists. See if he doubles up or goes soft with the breaking ball. The knuckle curve Drew Pomeranz possesses.
Foul back. You want some good news?
I would love
I know
some
you
good
like
news.
to send when we're on the road, send a postcard back to Mary at home.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Good news.
It's going to be less expensive. Actually, the U.S. Postal Service has lowered the price of stamps.
Come on.
Yeah. First time in 100 years.
By what, a penny?
Yeah. 35 cents to 34 for the postcard. And there is strike 3. 3rd strikeout for Pomeranz. Yeah, that's a shocker. And stamps are going to be down 2 cents from 49 to 47 cents. So get to the mailbox.
Nice. Spread some love.
Well, this is not good for one of the Phillies. Daniel Stump has been ticketed for 80 games out of work. He's suspended for performance-enhancing drugs. And
yeah, not good. Not good.
No, the left-hander sideline. They've called up Elvis Araujo, a left-hander from AAA Lehigh. Philadelphia has. Blanco 2 for 9 on the season. Switch hitters had only 1 at bat right-handed. Entered the game defensively as a first baseman in the series. Now at shortstop for Freddie Galvis in the start today.
Well, one thing for sure, in the short time I've seen Blanco, he likes to chase that high heat. And Drew Pomeranz keeps going up the ladder.
Veteran from Venezuela, 31. Back up the middle, charged by the shortstop Ramirez, and there's the second out. The hitter will be right fielder Peter Borges. Slow start for Burgess. 4 for 27. One nothing on the home run by Howard here in the second. High fly ball, center field, shading his eyes. Jay, he's having trouble and can't make the play. Into second base goes Burgess. The Padres, 3 straight games on fly balls or pop flies, have not been able to close in on it. Last night it was Rosales. 2 nights ago it was Spangenberg who dropped those pop fly.
And as soon as this ball was up, John Jay did everything in his power to position himself. Shade the sun with his glove. Get in that position where it's glove, ball, head. Even with the sunglasses, El Sol just kicks you right in the rear end on that one. And it's a break for Philadelphia.
Yeah, the official score kindly rules that a double.
Wow. A sun double, huh?
I guess so. Yeah, we talked earlier. He has the sunglasses and the eye black. He knew it was going to be tough. A high sky today, bright sunshine. I don't think he ever picked up the ball, but the fact he got his glove on it,
yeah,
usually that's called an error. Borges needs the hit. Tyler Goodell, his first major league hit a couple of nights ago.
You know, when they say everything's going right, all the moons are aligned, all the planets are in perfect alignment. Well, right there, it doesn't work the Padres' way. The sun is in perfect line with that fly ball. Boy, vey.
Defense has been shaky here in Philadelphia. Off the fist foul. Pomeranz ahead on the count, 2 strikes.
Philly hitters are spinning on that fastball inside to Pomeranz. Cameron Rupp was fouling some pitches off, quick to the fastball in, and Velasquez, or Goodell rather. Goodell's spinning on that last fastball in.
Breaking ball hangs a bit high, 1-2. Goodell, another youngster, 23 years of age, a Rule 5 pick by the Phillies.
Well, we know that Velasquez on deck, Dick, is a pretty darn good athlete, but he got first base open. He got 2 outs. How will he pitch to Goodell right here? Will it be another breaking ball? Will he try to go up the ladder with the heater? Yep.
Count goes full. And a pitch around the 2-base hit, the Sun double by Borges.
Keep an eye on him now.
Line foul. Borges had third base stolen.
Yes, he did.
Chokes up a bit with 2 strikes. and strikes him out. 2 punch-outs in the second, 4 in the game for Pomeranz, but Ryan Howard's home run gives the Phillies the early lead. All right, we're having fun. Look forward to seeing you tonight. I know you'll be there to welcome us home.
Yeah.
They'll probably have some chocolates and maybe some other little goodies.
Yeah, don't be afraid to bring some food to greet us back there.
Can't wait to see him. Drew Pomeranz leading off the third. Breaking ball. 0-2. Velasquez and Pomeranz, both pitchers with 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Not a bad hitter. Had a hit in 2 at-bats in Colorado, but not this time. 5 strikeouts for Vince Velasquez. Lives in Pomona, does Velasquez. Second round pick by Houston. He's a 17-year-old, not a high school. John Jay struck out the first time. Loops that foul. Now, a special day in the Enberg household this April 14th, 30 years ago. We were presented with Emily Elizabeth Enberg, and she now is a mom. And
oh, congratulations. Nice.
London, England today, celebrating with our grandson, Archie.
Nice. How's the little man doing?
He's doing, yeah, he's working on that left-handed stroke.
Yeah.
He's up, almost a year and 8 months.
Gosh, how time flies, doesn't it?
We'll get a contract ready, be the first Brit to play for the Padres. So happy birthday to Emily.
He could play cricket, maybe.
Well, that'd be a start. Work on your tools there. You catch the ball without a glove. Able to hit the bouncer.
High fastball here.
Taken by Jay, 1-2. And it's also the day back in 1910, significant day in baseball because it was the first time a president threw out the ceremonial first pitch. William Howard Taft. Broken bat roller to the right side where Hernandez fields and throws for the out. 2 away. looking ahead to the first game of the Arizona series, it'll be James Shields on the mound for the Padres tomorrow night. Again, 7:40 for the first pitch, 7 o'clock for Fox Sports San Diego Padres pregame show. And Shields will be opposed by Zach Greinke, who is 0-2 with Arizona.
Yeah, that's not a misprint. 9.9 ERA, the first early go-around for Zach Greinke.
And know that Shields embraces the challenge of going out there against Greinke, try to make that 0-3. Spangenberg struck out his first time. He's had trouble making contact. 5 strikeouts in the series.
Curveball. Once again, Velasquez not throwing it for a legit strike consistently, so that might be one of those pitches that the Padres hitters eliminate and just concentrate on trying to square up the heater.
Bounce to the mound. Easy play for Velasquez, and the Padres go in order in the third. 1-0 Philadelphia as they come to bat in the home half of the third. And we're back with Ram Trucks Tools of the Trade.
And we're going to focus on the curveball of Drew Pomeranz. Darren Balsey, the pitching coach of the Padres, says it's one of the better ones in the National League. And you can see it even in Colorado, where he's used to pitching. He was a Colorado Rocky. He is not afraid to throw it. Sure, it's going to be up sometimes, but it's very inviting for the hitter to offer and sometimes take it also. Good break. It's not one of those lollygaggers. It's a firm curveball.
Ground ball up the middle. First pitch hitting. Velasquez singles to center field. Insult to the opposing pitcher Pomeranz, his first major league hit. In the third hit for Philadelphia this afternoon.
Surprised nobody's asking for the baseball.
So top of the order, Cesar Hernandez struck out the first time. In the dirt, Velasquez holds at first. Jay is swung over into right center field, and left fielder Upton into left center. They give Hernandez all of the left field corner. Spangenberg to second for 1, and no chance for the double play with the speed of Hernandez. And Pete McKinnon, the manager, just as happy to see his pitcher jog back to the dugout. He'll trade the leadoff man and get Velasquez seated and rested for his work in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, Odubel Herrera taking his whole sweet time coming up in the batter's box there, giving his pitcher a chance to rest.
He struck out swinging the first time. Most pitches in the National League. Herrera has been more patient than any National League hitter.
Almost 5 pitches per plate appearance. That's working it.
One out. Hernandez on the fielder's choice at first base. Just joining us, Ryan Howard hit his 3rd home run of the season, leading off the 2nd inning for the game's only run. Meanwhile, the Padres continue in their offensive struggles. They've now scored just 1 run in the last 21 innings here in Philadelphia. And get the fanatic even more hyper.
He's doing the bongos on that cranium for that guy. That's kind of harsh.
2-0. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed he hasn't come up to visit us.
Yeah, usually he pays us a visit. He's a man of the people.
How do you know he's a man?
I was just, I was about to correct myself. Yeah. Good call.
Check his passport, birth certificate. 2-0.
Galapagos Islands. That's where he's from.
He loves the cameras, huh?
Yes, he does.
2 balls and a strike. Herrera. Runner goes. Foul back. I thought down the Galapagos they had
the animals with the 8
the
heads.
birds with the blue blue feet.
I think they still do.
Why doesn't he have the blue bottoms?
He's specimen all his own.
It's for certain. Got the blue brows. That's it. Full count.
He's 6'6", 300 pounds. Made his debut in 1978. The Philly fanatic.
Describe it as a fanatical career. Philly fanatic with a PH, but anytime there's an F starting word, they use the PH here in Philly. And he's having PHUN. Fun. Back to the action. Man at first and 1 out, and the 3-2 pitch. No, first to check over at the runner.
Not the best move from Drew Pomeranz. So kind of like a courtesy move, as Mickey Morandini, the first base coach, is in the ear of Hernandez.
Meanwhile, the infield set for 2.
Fastball away.
Runner goes. That one slicing foul down the left field side and away from Upton.
See if he sticks with the heater away. He's late on it. I say yes, and that's what Derek Norris puts down.
Ball 4. So Herrera true to form, but he have 7 pitches in that at bat and earns a walk. Time now for our fan, Diego, fan of the game.
Yeah, wearing the brown, honoring Ken Caminetti with the jersey there, the guy on the right, and the gentleman wearing the hoodie with the SDN and the Philly hat. That's okay. Spread some Padre love, you betcha. Rocking the 24-ouncer, nice.
Why is that nice? Isn't that a 12-ouncer
big
nice?
league ball game, man. Yeah, he's rocking it.
Maikel Franco fly to right field his first time. Good running catch made by Jabari Blash out there in right. Had to go a long way toward the line to corral it.
They're working down for a grounder right here.
He takes a full swing.
Yeah, and that spells trouble because Franco, you can tell, look at the body language. How did I miss that one? How did I drop that one to right center field? It was elevated out. Good extension, just worked underneath it a little bit. Infield kind of playing the pull a little bit. Alexi Ramirez, you see right here, kind of that way on the pull side.
2 on, 1 out here in the Philadelphia 3rd inning, and they lead 1-0. 1-1. A little high. Now, when Howard hit the home run in the 2nd inning, that extended the long series of years for the Padres without throwing a no-hit, no-run game. Very interesting article by Kurt Kenny. There's somebody actually tracking that, and this makes, in Padre history, the 7,500th game. No no-nos yet. The last major league team without a no-hitter in their history. The Mets finally got one after over 8,000 games when Santana hurled one 3-4 years ago. 2-1. And now trouble. 3 balls and a strike to the dangerous Franco with 2 men on.
Yeah, some deep counts this inning and some multiple pitch at bats. We just saw Herrera with a long at bat.
50 pitches now for Pomeranz, who went just 5 innings in Colorado the last start.
Got to be careful here, Dick. 3-1, fastball count, runner in scoring position.
Foul by Franco. Hernandez and Herrera on their way. The throw to third. They get him. Strikeout, throw him out. As Franco swings and misses, and Norris with a bullet throw to third, and Amarista applies the tag. Padres have an unusual double play. And welcome back. Top of the 4th inning. Myers, Upton, and Norris for San Diego. Vince Velasquez has given up singles to Blash and Amarista back-to-back in the 2nd with 2 outs. No damage done. 1-0 Philadelphia as Myers hits a high fly ball. Shallow and left. 3 Phillies converge, and left fielder Goodell makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Melvin Upton smashed one up the middle, but playing him just right was Hernandez, the second baseman, for the out. Upton had a double last night in 4 trips. These of the Padres had the most successful road trip. 8 hits and 3 walks. His on-base percentage almost 500.
Yeah, looking pretty good swinging the bat. Remember, the 4-3 was a curveball his first time up. Now 2 straight fastballs to Melvin. Some type of breaking ball here, a cutter, a slider, curveball.
To the shortstop, Blanco. 2 away.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any form, or the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
And with 2 outs, Derek Norris popped to second his first time.
Dick, there's that speed range we're talking about for Velasquez. 97 tops on the heater, and at the low end, the curveball, 76. And according to my math, that's 21 miles an hour?
Or 19.
Is it 19?
Is it 76?
76 and 97.
Oh, 21, you're right.
Blackjack. But you know what? The arm speed is key in any pitcher, regardless of the speed differential. When you get that curveball going and you get that fastball going, the arm speed is what's key. You cannot slow up that arm on the curveball.
So how do you take speed off? For the fan at home?
It's the rotation that you put with your wrist on the baseball that you can't get that velocity when you roll on the top with the curveball.
So it's not you wind up and you try to hold back on the breaking ball.
Exactly. Fastball here, you're getting behind it and you're getting that spin this way. Well, with curveball, you're going to go out this way, and there's no way you can get that maximum, 95 mile an hour on the curveball. So that's try catching up 97 and then 76. Whew. That's tough.
That certainly worked last night for the Philly starter Jared Eichhoff. Wasn't quite that large a difference in speeds from the fastball curveball, but his curveball was as big as we've seen.
Yeah.
And then the fastball, as you pointed out, even at 92, felt like 98. And Norris goes down swinging. Another strikeout for Velasquez, and the struggles for runs continue for San Diego. Great moments in MLB history brought to you by Geico. The Cardinals and Yankees squared off in Game 7, 1926 World Series. The Yankees trailing by a run in the ninth inning when Babe Ruth drew his 11th walk of the series. Hopes plummeted, though, when Cardinal catcher Bob O'Farrell gunned down Ruth, attempting to steal second, and that ended a most memorable Game 7, and the champions were the St. Louis Cardinals.
I tell you what, if I had one free pass to go back in time, it would be to hang out with the Babe on the train, maybe going from New York to Cleveland or whatever.
Yeah, especially earlier in his career when he was not only hitting home runs, but he was regarded as a pitcher with so much talent. He could have made Cooperstown as a pitcher.
Absolutely.
That's when I'd like to go back.
Oh,
you think we would have had a hot dog and a beer with the Babe?
Oh, that would have been so much fun.
Ryan Howard, his home run to the opposite field, the only score in the game this afternoon. Rupp and Blanco to follow. Yeah, maybe Lou Gehrig come by and join us as well. The Iron Horse and the Sultan of SWAT. Howard, number 2 in home runs and RBIs to Mike Schmidt. Has added a home run, now 360 in his great career. And he got all of that pitch in the second inning.
It was a fastball, middle away. The big kid got extended, sent it the opposite way.
Now 36 years of age, Howard fouls that away. A run, a home run on 3 hits for Philadelphia. No runs, 2 singles for the Padres.
Ryan Howard will be off the books after this season. He does have an option next year, but highly unlikely that the Phillies will pick up that option.
And right into the shift, the one hopper to Spangenberg, staggers and throws him out. That's the 3rd ball like that Howard's hit in the series. Normally a base hit, but with the shift right to the second baseman in shallow right field.
And this ball has some serious hook to it. See that ball check up the other way? It throws Corey Spangenberg off. It gives him the opportunity to take time to throw Ryan Howard out because he doesn't have blazing speed. Anybody else running harder on that probably could have beaten it out.
Catcher Cameron Rupp struck out swinging his only at bat. Off the end of the stick out to second baseman Spangenberg for the second out. And that'll bring up Andres Blanco. I know you're big on history, Mark Grant, and this is a day of serious tragedy in history. In 1865, President Lincoln was shot at the Ford Theater in Washington by James Wilkes Booth. And in 1912,
Titanic?
Yeah, the same day.
Wow.
Let's hope that'll be it for the bad news on April 14th. Two and 0 to Blanco, grounded to short his only at bat. And congratulations to the Golden State Warriors, the winningest season ever in the NBA, 73-9, and a San Diego connection. Steve Kerr,
that's right,
with a home in Rancho Santa Fe, and Luke Walton, his assistant coach, did a great job until Kerr came back from back surgery.
You know, that's remarkable. The Bulls had the record previously, 72-10, correct?
Correct. A walk with 2 outs to Blanco. That's the second given up by Pomeranz.
That is remarkable. 73-9.
And most of the losses were to teams that had losing records. But boy, they had to play the big ones, the big games against the top teams. I think they only lost 1 game to the other first place teams.
That's unbelievable. What a year.
Only they had some outside shooting. They'd really be good.
Yeah.
Borges credited with a double on his fly ball to center that John Jay lost in the sun.
And Borges, his idea at the plate is hard line drives, grounders to utilize that speed. I mean, he'll turn on one once in a while for a home run, but let's try to keep the ball on the line and on the ground.
Pomeranz quickly ahead, 2 strikes.
He's got the curveball biting. He's got a good one working today.
Well, the Padres pitching, no fault with the way they've thrown in this series. Cashner went 5 innings, allowed 3 runs, and then the bullpen 4 innings of shutout ball. Watch out. And then Robbie Erlin, tough luck loss on Tuesday night, goes 6 innings, allowed just 1 run and 3 hits in the 3-0 shutout for the Phils. Then last night, Colin Ray with his best ever performance, at least this year. 7 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned. So, and Pomeranz has given up just the 1 run here into the 4th inning today. And a swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Another strikeout, Pomeranz, where he completed 4. It's a 1-0 Phils lead. Another low-scoring game as we look down at City Hall, part of Philadelphia. News and notes. The Orioles off to a 7-1 start. Finally lost last night to Boston. How about Chicago? North side, south side. White Sox 6-2. The Cubs are 7-1. And the Nationals also off to a great start. 6-1 record.
A lot of people have picked the Nationals. A lot of people have picked the Cubs. And the White Sox trying to stay with those North Siders after the bad year last year for the White Sox.
Top of the 5th inning, Jabari Blash. He was able to fight off a pitch and roll one through the right side for one of the 2 hits against Velasquez. Amarista also with a hit to follow.
Hey.
Breaking ball. Not anything serious in terms of chin music, but just Velasquez just couldn't get that one to snap into the zone.
Couldn't get the grip on it and get it out and get the bat out of the way. And wow, how does that not hit him in the helmet? You're right though, Dick. The breaking ball just didn't get it out in front enough.
He's
going to come back with it now.
2-1. So Blash now 2 for 8 in his limited duty thus far as a Padre.
Fastball.
And a good one, 95.
You know, the one thing I've noticed also, Nola, Eichhoff, now Velasquez, they've got pretty decent command of that fastball as well.
They don't walk anyone.
No.
No walks at all last night from Eichhoff.
He shook off the curveball, going with the fastball away.
And another punch out, number 7. So the Padres now in 3.5 games in this series, have struck out 38 times.
And no contact means that Andy Green, manager for the Padres, can't push any buttons when there aren't any base runners to get things going.
Super slow-mo. Hitters wish it would stay up there that long. Split second reflexes to make a good swing and drive a ball. Amarista takes strike one. Single to left field his first time. Line to left field for a base hit. Over to cut it off is Herrera. Amarista, 2 hits last night, 2 more today. Well, the tie and run aboard with 1 out, and Alexei Ramirez will be the hitter.
And going the opposite way. Nice, comfortable at bat.
Both hits in almost the identical same spot. A line drive to left center, the other more toward left field. That's when he can become a better hitter, not try to pull everything, Amarista. Ramirez, bat been very quiet. Now he's been dropped down to the 8th spot in the batting order by manager Green. Strike one. Alexei on the left and Alexei on the right. We talked to Hall of Famer Frank Thomas before the start of the season. Asked him about Alexei Ramirez, and of course he followed him with the White Sox. He said, "Oh, the man can hit." So the Padres hoping that that prediction is going to come to life here. Not so far. No RBIs, no home runs, 6 singles. Ground ball toward the hole, cut off by Franco to second base in time for the force. Good play by Franco. Diving into the hole to take a hit away from Ramirez. So 2 out, and the pitcher comes up.
Plenty of time with the dive because of the force play. You just need to get it to the second baseman covering. He acts as the first baseman to get that lead runner.
Drew Pomeranz struck out swinging the first time.
So it hits the lip and stays down on the dirt. Gets it on the heel. Now, even though the glove is tucked underneath him, he's got plenty of time to throw that dart over to first base.
Pomeranz, 1 for 3 as a hitter. Takes another strike. 95 at the letters.
First pitch strikes 14 of 18. Got my first baseman and second baseman mixed up. Hernandez acting as a first baseman on that fielder's choice. Good job, good play all the way around.
And another, no, he fouled that one away. Just had clipped that curveball. Velasquez pitching Pomeranz tough, not just fastballs.
Yeah. Fastball away.
Like a cutter, wasn't it? It had a lot of
it will
movement.
run a little bit, yeah. By his release sometimes. Sometimes the pitcher will work around the fastball and it'll have that little cut to it.
So Ramirez with 2 outs at first base, 2-2 the count. Or 1-2. And a fly ball to right center. That ball is carrying Borges, and center fielder Herrera calls him off and makes the play. Pomeranz gave it a good ride, but just a long out. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Soquan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club Card today. By Jack in the Box, taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. Now, the story of the series has been the outstanding young arms for the Philadelphia Phillies. 22-year-old Nola, game 1, no walks, 9 strikeouts. 25-year-old Eichhoff last night, no walks, 9 strikeouts. 23-year-old Velasquez today, no walks, 7 strikeouts. 25 strikeouts and not a single free pass from these young pitchers.
There is Aaron Nola, who pitched to Jim, as you mentioned, Dick. And on the Padres side, they need some base runners because the pitchers for the Padres have been holding up their end of the deal, pitching quite well, just no offense. And the defense has kind of let them down a little bit.
So Tyler Goodell, number 8 in the order, then the pitcher Velasquez, and Hernandez, the leadoff man, against Pomeranz in the 5th. 67th pitch from Pomeranz, who went 5 innings in Colorado, gave up just 2 runs and 4 hits, and finished just a strikeout shy of his career best, which is 8. He has 5 today. Goodell swung and missed at the curveball back in the 2nd for a strikeout. 2-1. Tied him up, 2-2.
He's got the good feel for the fastball in this afternoon. Drew Pomeranz does. It's just the one that was up and away to Ryan Howard. That's the difference in this one.
Each team with 3 hits, but Howard with a big blow, his 3rd home run of the year. Pomeranz in the offseason trade from the Oakland A's, along with Jabari Blash, the starting right fielder today, and left-handed pitcher Jose Torres, with Yonder Alonso and Mark Zepchinski going to the A's. And another strikeout, a half dozen. That'll bring up Velasquez, who saw 1 pitch and singled his only time up.
Get in on those fists. Bury it in there. If you're going to go inside, maybe a ball's width off the plate. Perfectly executed by the left-hander.
And the diameter of a ball is about 2.5 inches. The plate is 17. And so really the strike zone is 22 inches wide. Because if the ball just barely touches the corners, that's a strike.
Good hammer.
Velasquez picking on a first pitch fastball to single up the middle his initial at bat. There it is, the inside.
Yep.
Another strikeout. The curveball at 7 now for Pomeranz.
Saturday, it's an MLB on FS1 doubleheader as the defending AL East champion Blue Jays take on David Ortiz and the Red Sox. Then it's an NL East battle between the Braves and the Marlins. You can see that on FS1. It all starts Saturday at 12:30 Pacific on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports. Go get your baseball fix right here on Fox.
And don't forget, right after that at 5 o'clock, it'll be the Padres and the Diamondbacks from Petco Park. Cashner against Miller.
So a triple header.
It is indeed. Leadoff man Cesar Hernandez has struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice. Well, Pomeranz, he gave up the home run, but the other 2 hits were the Sun double that John Jay dropped in center field, and Velasquez with a single up the middle ground single. So he's pitched well again. He struck out the last 3 men he's faced to raise his count to 7.
Working quickly and pounding that strike zone.
2-1. Changeup.
Pretty good ratio right there.
First baseman Myers, that nice big hop carries him right to the bag. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Pomeranz, and we have 5 innings in the book. Five inning totals, run 3 hits Philadelphia, no runs 3 hits for the Padres as Velasquez and Pomeranz in a pitcher's duel. Top of the order, John Jay, Corey Spangenberg, and Will Myers here in the 6th. Jay has struck out and grounded out. On the inside corner at 94. Right back in the same spot, just missed. Three hits for the Padres, all singles from the bottom end of the order. Blash with 1 and Amarista with 2. Velasquez following his shutout pitching against the Mets when he went 6 innings on Sunday. Only 3 hits. So he's gone 11 straight without allowing a run here in the new year. And he punches out Jay. Number 8.
Well, 3 at-bats for John Jay, and Velasquez has really done a nice job of mixing up all of his pitches. Fastball, curveball, fastball. He put him away right there with a heater.
He struck out 9 against the Mets in his last start. Spangenberg, a strikeout and a tap back to the mound. High pop-up behind second. Shortstop Blanco has the second out.
Well, Velasquez breaking out the changeup on the first pitch to Corey Spangenberg, working underneath it, hence the fly ball in shallow left center.
The only balls really hit hard by the Padres were the 2 singles by Amarista and the long fly ball by Pomeranz.
Yep.
Myers, a strikeout and a fly to left. Breaking ball catches the corner, 1-1.
You know what else I've noticed, Dick, about Nola, Eichhoff, Velasquez? They've got that demeanor on the mound, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Drew Pomeranz is showing that today as well.
And Robbie Erlin is
Robbie Erlin,
Colorado.
yeah.
I think all the pitchers that have started have shown.
I mean, there's a body language that has a lot to be said about pitchers, and we see it from those Padre pitchers, but we saw it from those 3 youngsters from the Phillies as well.
He's just handling the Padre hitters. Myers goes down meekly, and 9 strikeouts for Vince Velasquez. Time for our Harris game summary. Both pitchers have a strikeout working for them. Vince Velasquez has punched out 9 and Drew Pomeranz with 7. And the only run of the game came from the veteran power hitter Ryan Howard, the first baseman, going the opposite field. His 3rd home run of the season. And that's the story offensively. 1 run, 3 hits Philadelphia, no runs, 3 singles for the Padres. Padres now have gone 26 consecutive innings in this series, scoring just 1 run. That was in the 9th inning last night. So here we go, the home half of the 6th with Herrera, Franco, and Howard scheduled against Pomeranz. That's his 81st pitch. Herrera has struck out and walked. Takes more pitches than any batter in the National League. There's his 2nd in this at bat. He saw 6 pitches and walked the last time. That unusual front foot brace, and he looks at a curveball, 1-2.
On the inside of his cleat right there on his right foot.
Rolled foul. If you were a horse, you'd wonder about hurting his fetlock. You know.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. My knee aches just by looking at the way he stands in the batter's box.
It's the ankle. He's hitting it. You know, he actually straightens the foot as the pitch comes, but 2-2. Two solid efforts by the left-hander Pomeranz on this road trip.
Nice, trying to go up the ladder.
So 5 pitches. That's averaging just under 5 per at bat on the season.
The one thing I like about Drew Pomeranz this afternoon in the third inning, he walked Herrera and then struck out Franco to get out of the inning. In the fourth inning, he walked Blanco, struck out Borges. So that's making an adjustment in the nice 1-2-3 fifth.
And a full count. So he's going to see at least 6 pitches this at bat. Last year as a rookie, Herrera hit .297 with 8 homers. Just 24.
When a hitter sees that many pitches, I mean, bat control comes into the equation. We just saw it the last couple of pitches. Pitches that are just enough, maybe close enough that could be strikes, but off the plate you just flick it foul to stay alive and get another offer.
So 10 pitch at bat. Coming up, the 10th. Slices left, and the wind will blow that into the crowd. Took a big rainbow turn there at the end.
Well, with this battle going on, oh, that's nice. Little kid going home with a souvenir. The battle continues, and what will Pomeranz, I say continue with the fastball. Give him left field.
Upton is going steady with the foul line there in left. And he earned the walk. Leadoff walk. Herrera. Third base on balls from Pomeranz. And the last time he faced Franco, here was the result.
Yeah, and there's a lesson to be learned. See how he got extended there? That's the one he wanted back. The curveball misses. He will fish after those. But look at this. Pounded it inside. Up and away for a ball. Swung on and missed. Up the ladder inside. And Franco goes down swinging. It was a nice sequence by Drew Pomeranz for the strikeout.
It was Franco's home run in the first inning last night that got the Phillies off to the right start, and then he doubled in another in the third. That's all they needed. 2-1 win. It's Ryan Howard's home run that's growing taller on the scoreboard today. Giants lost last night in Colorado, so their lead is 1 over the Dodgers, who are 5-4. Colorado 4-4. Arizona and the Padres 3-6 starting play today. Runner goes. Breaking ball, throw from the knees, not in time. Good throw by Norris, but a big break by Herrera for the steal.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball as well, so maybe a step or two to the advantage of Herrera. Here it is. There's the big curveball, and straight to the knee and from the ear.
First stolen base of the season for Odubel Herrera, so a walk and a steal as good as a leadoff double. 2 strikes on Franco. Misses inside. Bullpen is busy for the Padres with that pitch count up to 94.
I would elevate a fastball right here up and in to Franco after throwing the curveball to go 1-2. Right about up here. Oh, it was breaking ball.
Backing up, Amarista looks the runner back. Long throw in time. Now the runner heads to third and will make it easily. So walk, steal, ground out, and the Phillies in position to score a run without a base hit.
Well, the Phillies may challenge this one because they might feel that Will Myers may be off of the bag as we take a look at this. Nice play by Alexi at third, and then the runner holding. As soon as that ball is let go, he's off 90 feet. And the play at first, as soon as that ball was caught,
he got his foot back up. Yeah, it might have been pulled off slightly, but he was able to rock back and make contact. Time's up.
Looks like they just got word from the dugout that said, nah, he did get back on time, as you mentioned, Professor, and he'll retreat back to the dugout.
So here's Howard, a home run hitter, and he ripped one into shallow right field on one hop to Spangenberg, who denied him a hit in the shift.
Hey, that was a nice play by Alexi. That saves a run.
Infield will draw in the shift, with Amarista having to stay close to third with a runner there. They stack him up on the right side.
Yes, he did.
Ooh, third base umpire Lance Barksdale said no, he checked.
I guarantee he went. Oh.
I agree with you. Yeah. Ground ball, foul. And Herrera on contact is coming home. Tight pitchers battle 1-0. It's a shame to get a run without a hit here and make it 2-0 as Carlos Villanueva is the man getting ready in the Padre pen. High, 2-1.
Okay, why can't situations be flip-flopped right here? Left-handed pitcher, third baseman here. Why can't Alexi hold on the runner and Pomeranz do a pickoff move over to third base to keep him close? Why not? They do it over at first base.
Well, that plays in the books for the Padres. They practice that in the spring.
I mean, Alexi can always hold the runner on third base and then retreat to a position like a first baseman does.
All right, Pomeranz has got to think strikeout now with a man at third, one out.
Absolutely.
Count 2-2. Yeah, that's going to get the run in and more. Jay back and makes the catch for the out, and an easy stroll home. It's 2-0. That's stealing the run. The Phils without a hit, a walk, a steal, ground out, fly ball, and Howard has knocked in both runs.
Follow the Padres baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
We're up with the salt in the wounds for the Padres, who's struggling to score any runs, and the Phillies able to pick up one without it, 8 of a base hit. Cameron Rupp, a strikeout and a ground out. High pop up, right field. Flash, does he see it? Yes, able to reach over as the ball was off to the right, got his face out of the sun and made the catch. But a run for the Phils, 2-0 the score. And the Padres coming home tonight and open the 9-game homestand tomorrow night. 3 with Arizona, 3 starting Tuesday night next with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and then 3 on the weekend with the St. Louis Cardinals. Attractive 3 visitors coming to our fine city. And in the Arizona series, it'll be Greinke and Shields Friday night. Saturday, Shelby Miller, the former Atlanta Brave, and Andrew Kastner and Patrick Corbin will go against Robbie Erlin on Sunday. Look forward to seeing you at beautiful Petco Park. Padres trailing 2-0. Melvin Upton has grounded to second, grounded to short. Only 3 hits. Jabari Blash rolled a single through the right side back in the second, and Amarista lined a single to left, and then another single Amarista in the 5th inning. That's it against Velasquez. 1-1.
Well, up to that pitch right there, 57 strikes and fewer than 20 balls. That was only the 19th ball that Velasquez has thrown this afternoon.
I mean, it's stunning that with all the strikeouts, there's not a single walk from these 3 young arms. 1-2 the count.
And once again, let's not forget Drew Pomeranz pitching a gem himself.
In the dirt. So all 3 of the youngsters, Nola, Eichhoff, and Velasquez, have struck out 9 batters in their start, and not a single walk from the 3. Incredible. The command they have, good stuff. Throw strikes. 2-2. And another strikeout, double figures. A curveball gets Upton. 10 strikeouts now for Velasquez as we go to Julie Alexandria. J.A., what do you have for us?
Hey, well, Velasquez grew up in Pomona, California, and he credits his father for getting him into baseball. His father happens to be a big baseball memorabilia collector and would bring his young son to Dodger Stadium and also Angel Stadium and would stand outside the player gate asking players for autographs. And he would collect it, not to sell it, but for his home collection. And he says even when there's a broken bat on the field, he'll get a text from his dad saying, hey, pick up those splinters. I want it signed.
Now they're going to be asking for young Vince Velasquez autograph the way he's pitching. He hadn't allowed a run yet this year. Striking out 19 batters. Went just 6 innings against the Mets with 9 strikeouts, 3 hits, no runs. Now 6 1/3 with 10 punch-outs, just 3 hits and no runs. Norris has popped up and struck out. High pop up right field. Borges fighting the sun and the wind, and there's 2 away. Drum roll and trumpets blare as it's time for the Cholula flamethrower.
Well, with Vince Velasquez on the mound, yeah, that's 97, and that's
no, come, you
that's
got to
muy
give
picante.
Yeah, a little more enthusiasm. You know it's the opposition.
You think so?
Give me a look. Give it to me again. Take 2.
It is hot.
Mark Sweeney likes that.
Just haven't been able to square that fastball up, that picante fastball. There's the curveball, wow. And then he's throwing maybe a handful of sliders just for a look-see.
Lash singled through the right side. He was jammed, but strong enough to muscle it through the right side and struck out the last time. You know where I can get a cheesesteak sandwich?
You're following Mark Sweeney's lead. I like it. I like the way you're thinking.
1-1. Another breaking ball, another strike. It's just these young pitchers just seem to be able to throw every pitch right where they want it.
And Drew Pomeranz, he has no control of the offense. What he has control this afternoon is pitching very, very well himself.
How about another strikeout? 11 for Velasquez. Padres swinging and missing. And we're at the stretch half of the 7th inning at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia with the Phils leading 2-0. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball. Brought to you by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. By Petco, your complete pet store. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. William Penn standing tall atop City Hall, downtown Philadelphia. That's quite a city hall, isn't it?
It is. It really is. The architecture there is just fabulous.
And our pitching change with Carlos Villanueva coming in for the Padres, brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, hats off, Drew Pomeranz. You pitched your heart out this afternoon, just haven't gotten any offense to show for it. And now the rock is in the hand of Carlos Villanueva. Pretty solid on the short sample size. Only 6 innings. You know what you're going to get. And what sticks out, no walks. He's got that pinpoint control. 5 strikeouts in 6 frames.
He'll face Blanco, Borges, and Goodell for the Phils in the last of the 7th. 2-0 Philadelphia. And the line on Pomeranz, 6 innings, 2 runs. Both were earned, although the second run scored without the 8 of the base hit. That leadoff walk came around to bite him. 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. He hasn't allowed a hit since the 3rd inning. Blanco has grounded to short and walked. Each team with 3 hits. Ryan Howard with a home run and a sac fly. Right field hooking into the corner away from Blash, and that falls 1 hop against the wall. And Blanco into second base with a leadoff double as he greets Villanueva.
Hooking way out in front of it. Almost off the Baker's head out there in right field.
So leadoff man at second base. Last inning, a walk and a steal. The same as a double, and that became a run. Now a leadoff double Blanco, and we'll see how manager Pete McCannon plays it. Will they try to bunt him over to third or let Borges swing away? Borges with that fly ball lost in the sun off the glove of center fielder John Jay for a double, and he struck out the last time, and he does square, and it's a good bunt. That'll get the man over to third. Villanueva makes the play to first, and the sacrifice successful.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because that works both ways. Borges gets him over, that's great, but that speed, there's a chance they can fumble it a little bit and have first and third situations.
Our game today is presented in brilliant HD by Sony. So man at third, 1 out for Tyler Goodell. He has struck out both times facing Pomeranz. 1 for 9 in his first major league season. And without a RBI in the big leagues as yet. Man at third, infield in, shift on. Amarista locked at third with a runner at third, and you see him stacked up on the right side. As promised, manager Andy Green using that shift almost constantly. That ball hammered but foul deep down the right field side. Up into the second deck. Cedric Hunter, isn't it? Yeah, Cedric Hunter batting for Goodell. And he swings and misses at that pitch, tying him up. Hunter has started a couple of games in the outfield, originally drafted by the Padres. Has 1 home run this year. One out. Blanco down the line from third. Villanueva trying to pitch out of trouble here in the bottom of the 7th. Phillies with a 2-0 lead, trying to add on. Pops him up. Amarista backpedaling and has the second out. Big pitch there by Villanueva. Velasquez is going to hit for himself. He does have a single and struck out the last time, but his effort today economical. He's just in the 80s in terms of total pitches. So the way he's working, McCannon's going to let him come back out for the 8th inning. He's thrown 87 pitches. And very impressive in his delivery today again. In the dirt, they'll get the run anyway. How about that? 3-0 Philadelphia. Wild pitch and a gift run. And the Phillies lead 3-0.
And we all know with the way things are going offensively, you cannot afford to make the little mistakes like that on the breaking ball. Derek Norris trying to backhand that one on the short pick, and it went right up the glove, resulting in a Philly run.
So a double, a sacrifice, then he got Hunter to pop up. Pitcher up there, a chance to get out of it. That bounces it to the backstop, and it's a 3-0 advantage for the home team. 2-1 now to Velasquez. Swing and a miss. And that short change there.
Wow.
Well, runs have been at a premium in this 4-game series. And a swing and a miss, and that's it. But the damage done on the wild pitch, and after 7, the Philadelphia Phillies lead 3-0. All right. Thank you, Mike and Mark. We'll be with you in the post-game show. As we go to the 8th inning, Padres now need 3 to tie, as the Phillies able to manufacture a couple of runs after the home run by Ryan Howard. No team has ever been shut out 5 of their first 10 games of the season. Padres need to do something if 6 outs remain, or they'll be the first ever. Just very puzzling how a team has struggled so much to score, and yet in 2 games they scored 29 runs. How did it can't be. Amarista has 2 of the 3 Padre hits, and maybe have another. That one looped down the line and is falling foul. Wynn took that foul. Not only have the Padres had big time trouble scoring runs, they're not making contact. 11 strikeouts for Velasquez. That's 29 strikeouts in 3 games by the young arms of the Philadelphia Phillies. And Morton had 7. And the bullpen had 2 in that game. So there was 9 total strikeouts in game 2.
Well, pitcher spot to a third. We saw Brandon Maurer heating up. Be a pinch hitter after Alexei Ramirez. Oh, Andy Green trying to push all the right buttons to get something going.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Still throwing that fastball at 94, 95 miles an hour. Well, you've seen them all. Nola, Eichhoff, Velasquez. Which one would you take?
I know what you're. I knew that was going to be your question. Gosh, you know what, Dick? It's a photo finish on all 3, isn't it? I would say Nola would come in third.
Third,
I think.
I'd take him first.
I think I would take Velasquez first.
Well, he just proved your point, at least almost as if he heard you. 12 strikeouts.
And the reason being because he's got the sexy fastball at 97. Nola's going to be sure he's got pinpoint control and he's got that hammer to work with it. But we've seen some sliders from Velasquez. We've seen some curveballs. But that pinpoint control fastball at 96, 97, that's something really special there.
Ramirez has struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice.
So I go backwards. I go Velasquez, Eichhoff, Nola. And that's not discounting Aaron Nola.
No, I know
good,
what you're saying. It's a tough question, a tough answer. They're all outstanding, and they're all very young.
Yeah.
Brett Wallace is in the on-deck circle. 1-1. So those 3 pitchers have combined in this series to strike out 30 batters and not walk a single man. Extraordinary. Are they that good, or are the Padres just in that early April slump? Sometimes they just throw the rosin bag up there and they'll swing and miss. Drive to right field. It's slicing into the corner, but foul. Two and two. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. 13 strikeouts.
Tough to hold up on the breaking ball.
Well, they didn't call that a strike earlier in the game on Howard, but Ramirez sees the right hand go up. Brett Wallace last night came off the bench as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning with 2 outs and grounded one through what is now the same shift. And but for that, the Padres would not have a run in 3 straight games here. So Velasquez sends the breaking ball in. It just the command, not just the fastball, but the breaking balls, the sliders of these young pitchers, it's just you wonder if they're that good. If they are, watch out for Philadelphia in a couple of years. And he's ahead, 2 strikes on Wallace. Pitch away from striking out the side and really posting a major number. 14 strikeouts. He's 100 pitches into the game. We're talking top of the rotation performance. Fans sense Velasquez striking out the side. And so it is. Vince Velasquez. 14 strikeouts in 8 innings, 3 singles, all is allowed. You're seeing a dandy today.
We head to the bottom of the 8th. Well, this year at Citizens Bank Park, they opened up the right side of the upper level of the visitors' bullpen. As you can see, fans all lined up, which makes for some pretty interesting, as they call it, words that are hurled at the starter at the bullpen as they're warming up. I was talking to Brandon Maurer, and he said that he's kind of gotten a collection as this series has gone on, and they rank Citizens Bank Park here in Philly up there with the most hostile environments of ballparks, which goes up there with Oakland, AT&T Park, and Toronto.
Well, you can see those fans hanging over they can't drop something on the bullpen artists because they're ducked in under the roof, but they sort of can hear the barbs and more than from the bleachers that are open to the warm-up area. As Brandon Maurer comes in to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning, he'll face the top of the order, Hernandez, Herrera, and Franco. Hernandez struck out safe on a fielder's choice and grounded out the last time. Maurer comes in with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, it can get pretty gnarly out there if you're a reliever.
Out of play. So in this series, adding up the strikeouts in 4 games with 14 today by Velasquez, a total of 45. That's the equivalent of 15 innings of just 3 up, 3 down on strikeouts. So it's tough to score runs when you're not making contact. And young Velasquez with 102 tosses, only 28 balls. 74 strikes. If you're just joining us, the first run of the game came off the bat of Ryan Howard, the veteran home run hitter, his third of the season to left field off starter Drew Pomeranz in the second. And then they manufactured a couple of runs. There's a soft ground ball left side. Amarista better hurry, and just does get the speedy Hernandez.
Hey, Padre fans, if you can't watch the games on TV, what do? You now stream games live on your mobile device. It's that easy. Just go to your app store and download the free Fox Sports Go app, log in and stream the Padres wherever you go, and next thing you know, you're watching Big League Baseball.
There's no excuses. You can follow your favorite team. A lot of communication vehicles, radio, streaming, television. But best of all is to be in Petco Park yourself. Odubel Herrera has walked twice and struck out. And he continues to take pitches. 11 pitch walk the last time. Just to finish the scoring, the Phillies scored a run without the aid of a hit in the sixth inning. A walk, a steal, a ground out, and a sac fly got Herrera around, and then Blanco led off the seventh with a double, and with 2 outs scored on a wild pitch via Nueva.
Brandon Mauer's got some humpy hump working. Good fuzz on the fastball, good run at 95.
Padres, meanwhile, got 2 singles back-to-back. Blash and Amarista in the second, a single Amarista in the fifth, and 11 straight retired by Velasquez since, most of them on strikeouts. Yeah, this is somewhat unusual in that Velasquez, a young arm, 100 pitches. Usually managers are going to protect that arm, and even though he's working on a shutout, might bring in someone to relieve in the ninth, but no one throwing out there. Herrera again with a full count. And he walks again, the third straight time. That'll bring up Franco. He's 0 for 3 today. If the Phils win, they'll go to 5-5. They haven't been at the 500 level since way back early April last year. April 12th. And then they lost and never saw 500 again. So 0-4 start for Philadelphia. Should they win today, the 5 out of 6. A couple of wins in New York over the weekend, and they showed that outstanding pitching, and they've come right back. Padres winning that first game 4-3, and there was that controversial infield fly rule that helped out San Diego. But pitching has been stunningly outstanding for Philadelphia.
Well, even though it's an open stance, he is up on the plate, isn't he, Franco? He squares up. His hands are on the inside part of that plate.
Check swing, says Ted Barrett. As you look at Franco, because of his build, he has that middleweight boxer build. You think of him as being shorter, but he's 6'1", 216, and obviously very strong. Our planned catch. Myers at first base. Hinojosa does start to loosen up just in case. fooled him.
Looked like some type of changeup, split finger from Brandon Maurer. Tremendous action on that pitch. When a guy is geared for the fastball, yeah, that'll spin him right into the ground.
A ball, 2 strikes. Franco with 1 out, man at first. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, the Padres will have Jay leading it off. Breaking ball, 2-2.
Kind of got squeezed on that last pitch there. Nice breaking ball right on the outside corner.
And he gets him. 2 away. First strikeout for Maurer. And that'll bring up Ryan Howard and our Bill Howe play of the game early. Howard, 2nd inning, leading off. Deposits that drive into the left field bleachers. His 3rd home run of the season. And that's all the Phillies have needed, although they've added on with single runs in the 6th and 7th for the 3-0 lead. There's the batters scheduled for the Padres in the top of the 9th inning. They did get a run in the 9th last night, but lost 2-1. Herrera, a threat with 2 outs to steal. Padres head home, and the Washington Nationals come in for a 3-game weekend series, and then the Mets are here for 3. The first homestand for Philadelphia. Howard with a home run, and he knocked in another run with a sac fly. So his 6 RBIs lead Philadelphia. Familiar position for the big man, leading in home runs and runs batted in. Change up. As you say, pitching backwards. Yep. 2-0.
Well, he's geared for the fastball. Remember, he hit the home run to hurt the Padres with that fastball on the home run. Everything's down and away.
That one up and away, 3-1. Howard hesitated as if he might hear a strike call, but didn't get the call for a strike. Maurer, so a couple of walks. Position the Phils at 1st and 2nd with 2 gone, and Cameron Rupp will be the batter. 0 for 3 today.
Stay tuned for Padres Live, the postgame show with Mike Pomeranz and Mark Sweeney coming up after this one. We're going to hear from Andy Green and all what's going on in Major League Baseball.
Freddie Galvis will pinch run for Howard. So good speed aboard. Herrera at 2nd and Galvis at 1st. He started the other 3 games of the series at shortstop, but in a hitting slump, so rested today till now. 95 upstairs. Norris trying to talk a strike into his pitcher. Padres fans wondering what's going on here. 30 innings to start the season without a run, and now they've gone 28 straight innings scoring only 1 run. In between 29 runs in 2 games. Popped up shallow and right. Blash squeezes the final out, and we go to the 9th inning. The Padres need 3 to tie. And time for our Carl's Jr. star of the game. No doubt about that. The hitting star is Ryan Howard, but the pitching ace, Vince Velasquez. Is he only 23? Overpowering the Padres with 14 strikeouts, no walks, and 3 singles. He's retired the last 11 in a row. And they send him back out there. Pete McCann going to let this kid try to go for a complete game shutout. Those are rare to find in the big leagues these days, even with the veteran arms. And Velasquez will have a change in the infield with Galvis going into shortstop and Blanco from short over to first. John Jay has struck out twice and grounded out. Strike machine. Most strikeouts against the Padres in a single game, Tom Seaver back in 1970. Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan, Jerry Kuzman. What names? And here's Velasquez. He's one away from joining that list. He has 14.
He pulls a string on John Jay. Quickly hit 0-2, fastball at 93, and a changeup. So he's changing speeds on his fastball as well.
Another breaking ball.
Yep.
Yeah, the Padres have to coax some base runners out of Velasquez. They've had only 3.
Fastball in. Fastball away.
And another strikeout, 15 for Velasquez. This is headline stuff.
First pitch fastball, the at bat 93. That one 96, 97-ish. Well, you talk about maintaining velocity throughout the ball game. Over 100 pitches, still upper 90s.
5 innings of outs just on strikeouts by Velasquez. Spangenberg has struck out once and grounded out, popped up. No one has escaped the strikeout mania of Vince Velasquez. Everyone in the lineup with at least 1 punch out. Left field, dying, but into the glove. of Hunter, who stayed in the game. So the Padres down to their final out. 1 out away from ignominious start to a season. No one has ever started the year shut out 5 times in 10 games in Major League history. Bad history going. Fans on their feet, and justifiably so, to cheer on this young right-hander. What a performance. Myers has struck out twice, flied out. Strike again. Man. Here's rearing back, and that strike zone must seem twice as wide as normal for this young guy. He's still 97. Still got gas in the tank.
There's a speed range on the off speed and the fastball. Mentioned it earlier.
Oh, this is the kind of performance these Philly fans going to go home. They got a lot to talk about over dinner tonight. A brilliant performance by the 23-year-old Velasquez. Get out the autograph book, Papa. Just got a piece of the breaking ball. "112 pitches in. OMG.
I think he's going to try to throw the fastball away.
Brilliant.
16 strikeouts and a complete game shutout for Vince Velasquez.
Brilliant. Final score 3-0 Philadelphia. We go to Mike Pomeranz in San Diego.